Divorce happens. In fact, it happens to almost 50% of first marriages. So let's talk about it. Welcome to Divorce Happens, a podcast to educate, inspire, support, and yes, make you laugh through divorce and beyond so that you can start fresh on the next phase of your journey. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh.
You get divorced. You get divorced.
Getting divorced?
I'm getting a divorce.
You're getting a divorce.
Because she's getting a divorce.
So what if I get divorced?
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Divorce Happens, the show where we support you before, during, and after divorce with education, inspiration, and a little bit of laughter. Because as we know, divorce happens and then you start fresh. And we're here with one of our amazing Fresh Starts experts, Madisen. Madisen, can you tell us who you are and what you do?
Yes, thank you so much for having me. My name is Madisen, and I support people through divorce recovery. I'm the CEO of Better Half to Whole, and I am a somatic practitioner and help people with the practical side of divorce recovery.
As you're talking, I just realized how genius your business name is. Because I was like, oh, Better Half to Whole. Like, I understood the whole half to whole part. But also there's this like trope right around like, well, I'm their better half. And then it's like, but actually you're a whole person in yourself. Genius, Madisen. Okay, so we talk so much about considering divorce, the process of divorce, which is never fun because it's a legal process. And who the hell loves a legal process? And then I feel like we get to the end of we sign our papers and then everybody's like, good, you're done. You should be happy now. And for me, that's when the healing began, right? So before we even get into what you do, what is like divorce recovery? What would you say that is?
Divorce recovery, I think, is exactly what you said. It's like everything that actually happens after the divorce process is completed. And it is a legal process. There are lots of things that you have to do. And I think it's similar to any kind of major transition or loss or grief where, people are like, oh, it's been 6 months or it's been 2 years, but it's your reality every day. And so divorce recovery is the process of either restarting a life, starting over, or figuring out what you want your life to be. And so it is a reimagining. It's a healing process. And the recovery part, it could be 6 months. It could be 6 years.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's taken me 6 years. And I love that you said that because I always like to say every divorce is different and every post-divorce is different also. So it's not like we can just keep walking through our life pretending like we didn't just go through a divorce and we're not going to be changed by it. What are some of the practices and tools that you use with clients to start this recovery process?
Stabilizing is the first step. There's a ton of change that has happened to your routines, to your home, to how you make weekend plans, to the meals that you prepare and eat. And so we start very simple and very basic because you're rebuilding a foundation really of the cadence of your life and experience of your life. So I have a mini online course that really starts with the basics and you choose one. So it's, do you drink water? Do you focus on making sure you eat a meal that day? Do you focus on washing your hair a couple times a week? And really starting with stabilizing within yourself. And then we move into more of the social aspects of setting up the network of people that's going to check in on you every couple of weeks, or that's going to get breakfast with you or coffee with you once a month. And so it is, I think sometimes people think it sounds really simple and super basic. And it is, because it has to be, because you've just come through a really complex situation that is very layered and very deep. So we start with stabilization at the very beginning.
I love that. And even just something as simple as like you said, drinking water, washing your hair, because I don't think people realize until they've been through a divorce, maybe if you've watched somebody very, very close to you, but even then, how layered it is, right? And how much it affects every single aspect of your entire life, right? And yet, that person that you had a life with is still on this earth and walking around, and you have to heal while most of the time, I say, especially if you have kids with them, all heal while dealing with them still in your life. And that is really something we don't talk about how hard that is. So I love that you take it down to the basics. So what do you do with clients if somebody's listening to this and they're like, oh my gosh, I've been waiting for a program like this? Explain a little bit about where you work, how people can get in touch with you, all that good stuff.
So everything I do is online and virtual. And I offer quite a few resources for free that are downloadable or considered a self study course that you take. You download it or you log in and you access the information on your own. And then I also can work with people one on one if they're needing support in the divorce recovery space specifically. And then on the somatic side, there's so much that happens in the body that gets stuck in the body that we might be able to understand intellectually, cognitively, but the body doesn't understand things in the same way. And so I do offer one on one somatic and group work. And that is really to help renegotiate trauma in the body based on what your body did to survive. So those are really
Mm.
the three ways is the digital access and you work on your own, or we can work one on one, or you can join a group.
What is somatic for people listening and they don't know what that word means?
So somatic is kind of a buzzword right now. Everything
Hmm.
is somatic. Um, somatic really means the body, what's connected
Okay.
to the body. And so you might be a somatic breath worker, which means you're connecting the breath to the body and
Oh,
releasing things that way. People do somatic yoga. You could be you could have somatic meditation, but it's
right.
really connecting the body to the emotions and the mind. But the work that I do is specific to trauma renegotiation and tracking the survival response in the nervous system. So if you got in a car accident, for example, with a car that was red, and now every single time you drive, you see a red car and you feel like your heart stops. That's the survival response of the body. And so we would work with that to resolve that trauma response so that you can live without that disrupting your life.
Or if it's a text message from your ex-husband and it makes you go into fight or flight, right? So,
Totally.
yeah,
If you
yeah,
you get shortness of breath or
yeah.
your palms get sweaty, or if anything is happening in the body as a response to a trigger, which is really a stuck survival response.
Yeah, I'm getting it just thinking about it. So I very much
Exactly.
understand.
And
Yeah.
so if we were working in a
Yeah.
session, I would ask you, you don't have to
Yeah,
respond
no.
right now, of
I mean,
course.
I do. I get jittery still, like thinking about it, like sweaty. I'm like, my stomach. No, and this is such important work because again, we tend to, what's the word for it? Sever our body from our emotions in so many ways, and like the show Severance, and so we are trying to put everything back together after a divorce, right? And so the somatic work that you do, the practices will help you feel whole again, which is where your business name comes from. Amazing, Madison. Before we let you go, if somebody is considering a divorce or in divorce process, what would be some words of encouragement that you could leave them with?
Embrace the time warp. There are times where you'll have to take things really slow, and that feels good. And then there's times where the days will fly by. It might feel a little weird. You're in a little bit of a time warp. So trying to be present in the moment as much as you can stand it, and then take the welcome distractions when they're welcome, because sometimes you do need a little bit of relief.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you so much and the work that you do. Thank you for being part of our community and for supporting everybody out there. This work is truly what can help you heal after divorce. So If you are interested, please click the link in the show notes and check out Madison's Fresh Starts profile and get in touch with her. And she has some great freebies as well. Thank you so much, Madison.
Thank you so much.
Divorce Happens is produced by Fresh Starts Registry, the only divorce registry platform for everything you need to begin again, including home items, hype team, and everything in between. Remember, divorce happens, and then we start fresh. We're here to support you before, during, and after divorce. Head to freshstartsregistry.com for more info.